Alrighty. Hello everybody. It is your dragon from Austria, Kevin. And today, together with me is...
Oh. It's hello everyone. I'm Alvarion. I'm also known as Alva. I'm an artist, and you can find me on Twitter at _Alvarion_.
I'll post
So
our link below so you guys can go and find it. I'll post
yeah.
a link in the chat.
So what we'll be doing today is we'll be designing a character in Benno's series. Benno, can you tell us a bit more about this character?
First thing first, the character is the one with the red hair. It's not any others, okay? That's the one we're drawing today. Shit, I forgot to tag you. Now, her name is Petrasha. How to spell Petrasha. One thing about her is that she is one of the main characters together with the other 5, which is Belgreen, May, Amy, Lucy, and Christine. In the story, Petrasha is a dwarf. Although, from the reference character, you probably can't recognize any dwarf like. Is there even any dwarf like characteristics in here? I don't really think so, right?
No.
It's a generator. I can't ask too much. It sounds like It sounds like an excuse, but I promise you it is not. The character, the generator can only generate limited stuff.
Since this character is a dwarf, what we have done is we have given her dwarf-like proportions, as we can see from our reference images. Dwarves typically have a stout appearance, so compared to other creatures, the relation between their ribcage and their pelvis is shorter compared to the average human. As you can see, the upper body is around 2.5 heads tall, whereas for humans it will be more of 3 or 4 heads. So what we're doing right now is we're gonna be drawing out a rough skeleton for her before designing her outfit. And after that we'll move on to doing head angles and then some splash art, the beginnings of the splash art for her. So based on the reference image that Benno has given me, we can see that this character has quite distinct bottom lashes. So we'll sketch that out. She also has quite large pupils.
Rather than large, it's more like... Because the treasure is always working non-stop, so it's more like those dead fish eyes you see, like... Oh, what would you say? It's more to that. But she's always tired. You know, because having to solve the shenanigans of an entire kingdom and also the whatever problem her entire party causes, which includes one that is always constantly creating concerts everywhere, going around without visa, although medieval eras don't have visa. One is being an adventurer guild, sub-guild master, and lastly the last one is just shut in. So you can say that he's very tired.
eyes, like what Benno has mentioned. Something like that. Maybe a little lower lip. And since she's a dwarf, we have to give her dwarf-like ears. Typically, dwarf ears are like a triangle shape, so something like that.
Speaking of Alva, what's the difference between like dwarf-like ears and elf-like ears?
Elf ears are typically longer and they are more veiny in appearance because their skin is translucent when it's thinnest, whereas dwarf ears, you can't really see the veins as much because they have thicker skin. So they would appear more opaque and they wouldn't have as much subsurface scattering, which is basically the light that shines through your skin and gives you that orange glowy effect.
To be honest, I never seen too many enemy dwarfs. At least the like most of the time when I see anime dwarfs and elves, the ears kind of look the same. I know some of you might say go and watch you know, a certain reviewer anime. I haven't watched that. There's probably a better explanation there, but I don't know. Never watch it. Did you watch that anime before?
What anime?
Let me. I forgot the first word, but it should be something reviewers.
Isn't that an 18 plus anime?
Ishutoku reviewers.
Yeah, isn't that 18 plus?
I mean, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure some people just watch it anyways. It's anime. It's labeled as anime. It's not labeled as hentai. I think. It's labeled as hentai. The one is manga. It's labeled as anime. It's not labeled as hentai. So technically, this can be premium. I think this can be premium on. Yeah, it can be premium on the C. It's even been premium on BBC. BBC allows this kind of things. Like what? Ah, there's a censored version. So there's a censored and not censored version. Okay. I guess this is why it can be premiered at BBC. Because it's censored. Yeah. I'm not saying that we should watch it, but just saying that there is an uncensored version. But I don't think I have any intention to actually watch it. And now that knowing this, I now know I'll probably have zero interest in watching it. I should check this. There a difference in the dwarves there, like the characters there. Like the dwarf and
Elves are considered to be more beautiful, if I'm not wrong. And dwarves, they are more associated with smithing. So the species as a whole is most of the time they're associated with creating weapons.
And which brings to a kind of related information about the Crusher. She technically can also be counted as a smith because at least if you are living a dwarf kingdom as a dwarf, if you don't know how to smith, it's a bit weird. Plus, Just like every single other characters in the novel, Petrarcha is also someone from Earth, who is also influenced by anime. So, being influenced by anime, you have to know the stereotype, aka the dwarf loves woodsmith. This is a little information I plan to add at the rewritten edition, because the current one, I didn't really go through their backstory too much when they live in the new world, the world of Astria. But Petrarcha's smithing abilities is only so-so. She isn't really that good at smithing. She is more on the creation side of things. Like manufacturing, not smithing. The only thing that she has ever smithed is her first weapons, which broke before even meeting any other people. Which in typical dwarf standards, I guess that would be counted as a fail, right? Like, as a dwarf, if your weapons can't last long, it's kind of a failing grade, I think.
Wouldn't it be considered more of a disgrace?
But she kind of, originally she is considered disgraced, but after period, she introduced this world about manufacturing stuff. I realized there's another path to smithing, and that is using stuff that other dwarfsmiths to create even better stuff. And that is kind of how Petrarcha starts gaining popularity within the kingdom. Because, for one, she introduced a lot of earth-like stuff to there, including the Swiss knife, which in there is considered, because it's not, there's no Switzerland there, they just call it the Petrarcha knife. And it's really likened by everyone, because who wouldn't like a knife that has various views? I mean, technically, it's still mainly used for cutting, but I mean, at least for me, if I ever have a Swiss knife, I would rather use it to like flip around, doing like those flips that people keep doing on YouTube. Although I know that there's probably the 135.632% that I would cut myself. Still want to try it. Sadly though, I don't have a Swiss knife. Alva, do you have a Swiss knife?
Nope. I don't trust myself with stuff.
Save! We can't be hand trusted with weapons. It's like telling us to kill ourselves. Well, at least for me, it's definitely telling me to kill myself by giving me a knife. I should never be trusted with a knife. Speaking of which, Alva, would you like to introduce the outfit you look? Because from what we can see here, it's definitely not the same from the reference.
Okay, so what I have done is I have given her a suit jacket, but it's more designed, so a bit more stylish, I would say, to suit her image and reputation. As you have mentioned earlier, she's someone who is who has a very high ranking, and to kind of exude that energy, I've given her a suit that has a belt, so her folds are hidden behind the belt, the top of it. Maybe you will add in some sort of detail to make it a branded good. But I've also given her a typical suit sleeve, but to make it a bit more interesting, I cut the sleeve at the halfway mark, so we can clearly see her hands and her forearms.
And by the way, Dex, thank you for the raid! Dex is here. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, raiders. And as Alva just explained now, although it should be explained by me because it's my character, but I'm less privy to fashion stuff, so I think for the shirt it's still best to left for Alva to explain. I mean, if you give me the options to choose clothing, I'll probably just choose like what they show in normally the shows, because in the novel Petrasha is a government official. After earning her fame through all of her inventions, she is recommended by her adoptive father into the council, and the council, seeing her abilities, in the end decided to accept her into the council. And through the several years, at least 10-20 or so, fantasy Earth years go different. She became the second in command of the entire kingdom, which is why now is currently designing a better outfit than what the generally can. I mean, if you look at the default one, it kind of looks like just a simple jacket people wear going out. What's the emote? Weekly Snom. Hello Thunder, welcome to the stream. And because of that, this is why Petrasha here will have an entire outfit redesign. Finally, not a simple jacket that looks like she's just going out to buy some jewelry or stuff. I mean, Ella, if you look at the old outfit, what would you comment about it? How's it going, Miss?
I would say that it's a bit too cluttered yet basic at the same time.
Cluttered and basic. I love it. I
like it's because it has the feeling of too much going on. Let me just direct this down. It has the feeling of a lot of things going on in the outfit, yet at the same time when you look closer, you don't really see much.
Yeah. Did you know that the entire outfit is literally a preset? Like the only thing can change is the color. Though the upper part and lower part is different, so I guess it's kind of different. My fashion sense is too bad I can't make a good outfit. Like similar to what others, like most of the outfits, it's either, even I feel like it's sometimes it's a bit over, but there's no way to find a better one, because some of them I like them to have accessories, but those accessories can only be there if it's with the outfit. Like some of them have the necklace stick to the shirt. I'm like, why would they do that? Can't a necklace be a necklace? Why must it be attached to a shirt? And some I feel like if I added the shirt, the feeling is too different, so I decided to not add it. Like, among all 5 basic generated images of all 5 characters, I don't know if you understand. The one that I hated the most is actually Belgreen, aka myself. Like, I don't like the jacket. I don't like the cape it have. But the problem is, it's the closest thing I have that matches the color and style I wanted. Which luckily, thanks to Mama Caneera, I managed to redesign myself, and now I have this too. And basically, to be honest, the outfit of Belgrade is basically what I would wear normally. A t-shirt, a pants, and sometimes if it's depending on the situation, I might add a jacket or so. That's kind of what I wear normally. How about Alva? If like normally you go out, what What type of outfit do you wear?
I wear the most basic stuff.
T-shirt and pants.
Like usually I would just wear a simple. It depends on who I'm meeting, I guess. I dress differently for each person.
Yeah, that's
So
normal.
if it's a casual meeting, I guess I would wear like my plain black skirt with like maybe a t-shirt or something and my black slip-ons. Since my skirt is black, I would usually wear something that's white or light colored for contrast. And since the skirt has this mid-thigh slit as well, maybe I would want to wear some jewelry to complete the look. But usually I don't because I'm lazy. But if it was like maybe someone really important, then I will wear some jewelry.
The true reason of not wearing too much laziness. And to be honest, it's the same. Even for me, yeah. I will only wear complicated stuff when it's like meeting important people. Normally, I don't even do too much. Why did someone DM me my private Twitter account? And when I click, there's nothing there. Getting dogs. The guy sent me a link. So, if let's say we are going to meet together, what would you wear?
Meet up with you?
Yep. Probably the most. Like, what do I have to? Like, if I were to meet up with you, what would I wear? Cause I don't think I have any good things to wear. Like, even the shirts I buy are all basic. I only have t-shirt and pants.
I mean, you can still style yourself nicely with t-shirt and pants.
But here is the biggest problem. Even the colors, I only have like 2 or 3 colors.
You only need a few colors for an outfit. Like if you it's very hard to pull more than 3 colors off because usually there would be a bit of a clash. So usually I'll just stick to 1 or 2 colors.
This guy sent me a doxing website. I enter and immediately my paparazzi tells me that shit is happening right now. What the fish? I'm getting dogs.
What?
Like suddenly somebody is sending me a link on my private Twitter and like it looks like Instagram, but when I click into it, everything is like the webpage is mainly blocked by my antivirus and immediately says that there's stuff there.
Do you know the person who sent you the link?
I follow him.
No, but is it a person that you know?
No.
Not
I
why
don't know
would
the
you
guy.
why would you click random links from people you don't know? That's like the fastest way for you to get a virus into your system.
Why is that it shows my name? It shows it shows the Instagram with my name. And I'm like, when the fish do I have an Instagram?
It could be another person who just happened to have the same name.
Imache is Do I actually exist on Instagram? I actually don't know. I never used Instagram before. Do I exist there? Let me do a quick check. I'm afraid that someone is using my own name. Instagram. That would cost a lot. Nope, no notification. Hey, I actually created my Instagram. So that is... I don't know how many years ago. When did I... When and why did I create my Instagram? I don't know. I'm more curious at why this guy would suddenly send me a link. I'm like, because this guy always commissioned an art for one of an artist I followed. So I follow him together to see the art. Suddenly to get like this is a bit weird.
It could be that someone hacked into his account and sent you a link.
True. That's possible. Let's see what's his recent stuff. If there's any indication. None is no. He still retweets a lot of Princess Connect stuff. Which is actually why I follow him in the first place. Like previously when it suddenly announced that Princess Connect will have a collab with Hololive, I immediately registered on it, play on it, only to know that there will be no Hololive characters in there. For that entire day, I felt like my day is ruined. Like, I'm playing this game for Hololive. Yet the only thing Hololive done is to sing a song for it. I feel betrayed, you know?
I cannot comment because I have no idea.
Ooh, what are you drawing now? It looks like is it a weapon?
Yeah.
Ooh. For those who haven't read my novel and wonders what weapon Petrusha normally use, it's a battle axe. Though sometimes you also use a battle hammer since, well, her adopted father specialized in creating battle hammers, or war hammers, depending on how you want to say it. And so sometimes you have no choice but use it because I raise you, so you better use the weapon of my choice. Though if possible, she would still like to use the war axe. Reason of using, you can spin with it. You know, spinning as in the spinning like in Warcraft 3, the Blade Master spinnings, like holding an axe, spin, 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 kill everyone. He likes that. He likes to do that. Except this time with a huge ass war hammer, rather than like two katanas or something. I mean, what's better than playing a tons of enemies while spinning around? There's nothing better than that, to be honest. Though the aftermath is that she have to wash her clothes every time after that. Because you know, blood. Which is why she loves to wear red colored clothes. Which is something just barely replicated by the reference. I know the one on there is not red. But I think this color is at least better than just pure red, right? Well, when you choose clothes, do you normally care about the colors very much? Like color combination? What? Like normally when you wear clothes, do you care about the colors? As in you like really, I'm not saying not care, like you will specify like today my mood is this, so I would like to wear this type of color of clothes. Will it be like this?
No. And if on a typical day, I'll just pick whatever's at the top of my whatever's at the top of the clothes pile. But if it's an important occasion or I'm meeting up someone important, I guess I would plan out my outfit the day before in advance.
Understandable.
Yeah, because I would spend like a couple of hours just to get ready, and I don't want to add even more time choosing clothes, so I would usually pick out what I would wear the night before.
So picking beforehand.
Yeah.
Like for me, most of the clothes are either green or cyan, so normally I just wear it together with like whatever pants are. Like most of my pants are mainly black. It's the easiest to find, so that's kind of my go-to. Like normally I just wear black shorts, black pants, black trousers, whatever.
Black is one of the easiest colors to do combinations for as well.
Really?
Like any color goes with black. You know what I'm saying?
True. Just don't wear black and black, I guess. Because black together with black, I feel like it would cause a lot of misunderstanding. It will look like you're going to do a robbery. Especially when you're wearing a hat with sunglasses. I feel like you're trying to be secret, or you're trying to hide, but at the same time, you're not. Because wearing like that, it kind of like saying, I'm hiding something. Don't look at me. What do you think? Sometimes I don't understand the logic between in wearing like trying to cover up who you are, like wearing black shirt, black clothes with a mask, having like sunglasses together with like a cap or hair or something. It looks very obnoxious.
Maybe they don't want someone to recognize them. Because maybe they're having a bad hair day, or maybe they feel like whatever they're wearing is not that good, so they don't want people around them to identify them. Could be something like that.
But don't you feel like if you wear like this, you're more prone to attract attention?
I don't think so.
Really? Like if I saw someone wearing like that, immediately it must be someone, say famous. Who is he? Like when I see something like that, that's my immediate reaction. It must be someone famous. Like I won't think of who is it, because I know it would be useless to do that. But I would definitely feel that He is definitely someone hiding.
I don't know. I will just not care. To be honest, I will just be like, oh, okay. Then I will just walk away.
I guess I'm too careful, huh?
Maybe it could be that you're a curious person by nature as well. Which isn't a bad thing. Curiosity is
Curiosity
a
kills the cat.
desirable trait.
Curiosity kills the cat sometimes.
But satisfaction brings the cat back. Then
Wait, is there really a line like that? Satisfaction brings the cat back.
yeah, it's the other half of the phrase.
Wait, there's another half?
Yeah, there is.
I'm shocked. There's another half to that phrase.
It's just that people don't talk about it as much because it gets forgotten over time.
I never heard about it.
Yeah, you're just proving my point. It gets forgotten over time.
Like, for real, this is the first time I heard there's a second part to the phrase. Curiosity kills the cat. The satisfaction saves the cat. It really sounds like it will be together. But I don't know what to say about it, to be honest.
I mean, it's just like that phrase, what is it called? Blood is stronger than water or something like that.
Blood is
Thicker than water. Yeah, but the full phrase is the blood of the covenant is stronger than the water of the womb. It means that the relationships that you make yourself are stronger than pre-established relationships like a family unit. It's just that a lot of people like to use the first one because they want to, well, they have ulterior motives, like maybe they want people to be obedient to their family or stuff like that.
Why do I can really see that happen? Blood is thicker than water, so you must obey your father.
I think we're done with sketching out her outfit. Oh wait, let's add something to the belt.
Oh, adding some like...
Let's add the branded logo. Is there any particular brand that you have in your universe?
Not at the moment, because at the moment industrialization there is still not that good. It's not that widespread, so there's not really such a thing as printed stuff. Petrasha, like the entire industrialization is started by Petrasha herself, so I guess if anything the represents is probably just her name, like the P. I'm not sure. How do I describe this? Because there can't be any brand when the entire stuff is all from one person. Like there won't be any other brands when it's all from one person.
I'll add my own brand. Sneaky sneaky.
I thought when you add it to the bracelet, to be honest. I guess the belt would be better. Maybe I'll just need call it a... Like if you have a brand, what would it be called?
I have no idea.
Like for the readers who don't know, for those in stream who don't know about them. Hello mommy crew, welcome to the stream. Hi. If you don't know, I insert some of my friends in there. And I even have a plan to like someday collabing with Dex Machibaru Jutsu, like collabing with him. Like maybe self-insert Dex into the novel a bit. Since both of our stories kind of have a same theme, that is the like different universe and stuff. I mean, at least in my story, there at least is there are two worlds. One is Earth, one is the world that I'm living in. And even in here, I actually stated that both worlds' gods always interact with each other, which is why they are able to reincarnate there. While in Dex's world, there's like multiple worlds, different people and stuff. But I'm not sure which world is better. World of Realms is better for Dex, but the point is, there are just multiple worlds in both stories, which kind of gives the possibility that one day when currently at the moment my characters doesn't have the ability to cross worlds yet, but one day when they do have the ability to do that, there might be a collab between me and Dex to like link our world together for a while. Well, that is my hopeful plan. I am not sure if it's possible, to be honest. I mean, if this were to happen, the first thing is that I need to get permission from Dex. I know in a personal project wise he might accept or not, I don't know. People change all the time. But this is it's like his baby. I don't really want to interrupt his baby too much. I don't know if it makes sense or not.
So what I'm doing right now is I'm gonna do some coloring, just basic flags of the character to see the color scheme. So what I've done is I've gone for sort of gold metal for the inner part of our axe, since gold is considered quite a soft metal, so you don't want it to be on the outer. Yeah.
Currently having some issues, will be coming back soon. But anyways, we are back. Sorry for the quick temporary down. Hey, Alva. You wanna create a new level and then draw like several blood splats on it, like the pattern.
I mean, this is still currently a rough sketch, so I'll be doing all of the flags on one layer.
Ooh. Imagine suddenly break character and she's like having a Yanderia laugh. I don't know why, but every time I see my character, because in my novel, all my characters fight. Even the one that should fight the less, aka the one who is being an idol. Like you rarely hear idols fight, but because in here idol culture doesn't exist, she is the first one. She can detect whatever idol is, and so she fights. And the weapon of her choice is probably the most weird one in a fantasy setting. Though to be honest, I say fantasy setting. There is guns in there. At least in the start there wasn't guns, but you know, Petrusha intro even before they go in, guns sort of existed. It's not like the modern guns. It's like those Victorian era those flintlocks and stuff. Those already exist in the world. What Petrusha did is just introduce medieval solutions to it. And including Belgreen who knew everyone's habits of personal choice of weapons. She immediately gave one of the character, aka, or should I specify, the idol, a sniper rifle, because that is a favorite weapon. Before death, before at well, at least the character setting for Petrusha is much like myself. She can't aim, which is why all her 90% of her weapons, even the ones she created, are all melee weapons, because she can't aim. Like, even if you give her a shotgun and stand in front of her, she could miss it. I know that sounds...
It's very hard to shoot a gun from my experience. Like, I don't know, have you tried it before?
Nope.
No, you haven't tried it.
I don't have a gun. How do I shoot it? Guns are illegal here. And I never went to a shooting range.
Okay,
Are there shooting range? I don't think there's shooting range in the country.
No, but there was a club like that at my school. My previous school. So my I think
Brazil.
when I went to
Yeah, I like to go to your school.
when I went to I think college, junior college, they had a club. For us it's called CCA, which stands for co-curricular activities, but I guess the rest of the world knows it as a club. So one of the clubs was basically shooting guns. I forgot what it was called, but they went to they had to go to a special location to shoot their guns and stuff, and they obviously can't have it with them because it's illegal. So what they would do is every session they would just travel to that location. For me, I wasn't a part of the club, but when they were holding a fair for all of the clubs in the school for newcomers, one of my friends just told me, let's go check it out. So we went and checked it out, and it was, I don't know how to describe it. It was a dimly lit room, so that already made it very not appealing. And there were a lot of sweaty people in there, even more unappealing.
I can imagine, being in a shooting range, you probably can't have a lot of air conditioning in there, because the place has to be huge.
Yeah, and they wanted us to shoot at some targets from a distance, and obviously I had some issues with the gun as usual, because I was quite small, so, and my face was quite small as well, and we shot a gun that was, it wasn't a handgun. It was something like a sniper, I think.
Oh,
So
hunting
I
rifle?
was.
Like something like a hunting rifle?
It had a crosshair on it.
Yeah, it's probably a hunting rifle.
Yeah, something like that. So I was having a bit of difficulty with it because my face was quite small, so I couldn't fit in properly the the nook in the rifle. So I didn't manage to shoot a bullseye. But to be fair, it was already quite hard in the first place. But yeah, I was still quite sad that I couldn't shoot a bullseye.
I heard that shooting is actually pretty, very hard if you're not used to it. Even if you're
Mm,
used to it, you need, even you shoot before, you need like a lot of years of practice to actually be able to shoot properly.
Plus, plus you need to be comfortable with the recoil as well.
Mm.
Plus of the force that the gun exerts right on the bullet, you have to be, because there's force of the bullet right that's leaving the rifle. There's also an opposite force on the rifle that is moving backwards as well. So uh, you also need to take into account that when shooting. That's my experience.
Still, a gun club, at least a shooting club. Can't imagine something like that happening in my place, to be honest. In my country, if I ever saw someone having a gun, I'll be like, yo, we have a gun. Yo. Like, the closer I have to gun, it's like the toy BB guns. That's all.
I do know someone who made their project making an automated milk gun from a plain old milk gun.
That guy has a future.
To be fair, I'm surrounded by crazy people, so
Surrounded by crazy people.
yeah, I'm surrounded by crazy people. Like that same guy had a knife collection, so a knife and weapons collection.
Why can't I have
So
like friends like
I wouldn't say he's the sanest person out there.
and things can be worse. I'm sure about that. It can be worse, but at least you have friends that truly care. That's what's important, right? At least he didn't forget you when inviting you to the. So at least you try to like introduce this things he thinks interesting. I mean, if I have a friend that can go to a gun shooting club like that, and all he's do is just keep silent about it when we finally do this, I think we'll be like, you could at least tell
Those
us.
are two separate different friends.
Oh,
The one who wanted me to check out the gun CCA was a female friend.
ooh.
She just wanted to check different stuff out. Because compared to me, she's a much more outgoing person.
And very, I can hear that he's pretty adventurous.
I am not adventurous at all.
Yeah,
I prefer to
I'm
stay
kind
at
of the
home.
same. Like, if possible, I would like to keep it safe if possible, but
I'm not the most adventurous yet. Somehow I always get dragged into stuff.
that is pretty adventurous. Like the gun.
Yeah, I don't know why. I always get offers like that.
The only offers I have about going out is my friend telling me to go to the Cybernet Cafe next near our school to play. That's the only offer I have. Although even then, I didn't want to because at that time it's exam time, and during that time the teachers are very strict on patrolling places. I kinda don't want to risk it. It sounds cowardly, but I don't want to risk it for you. And did you ever did stuff like this before, like skip school to go somewhere else?
No, I've never skipped school. I wouldn't dream of skipping school.
For me, it's the same, but except the reason is different. Because if I skip school, I can't pass. I have to pass exams. I don't want to be a failure. So I'm kind of a bit astonished, my friend, that even if there's like skipping school, going to cyber cafes, playing stuff, not even attending the class, they are like keep getting great grades.
Maybe they chong very hard at home.
It could be, but every time they'd be like, "Oh no, I'm gonna fail. I didn't study," and then they get top 5 in the class. I'm like, what fish? It's okay if it's like the first year or so, like the first time of the year, because when you go into the new grade, the stuff you learn is definitely different from the last one. So obviously, when that happens, you will be. Sometimes some people can't really catch up. They need some time to adjust to the new grades. So if like it's the first semester of the year, I'll be like, it's okay. We didn't know how hard it would be. But even when we learn everything and it's the finals, they'll be like, oh no, I didn't like study. Oh no, I will fail. Every time, like in the finals, I hear that, the only thing I want to do is to punch him in the face. Like, bruh, you keep getting top 5 every time. What do you mean like you will fail? You have friends like that?
No.
Yeah, it must be great school life without any annoyance. Every time I see him, the only thing I can think is, this guy is hella known. Stop bragging about your scores. You always get top 5, top. Stop.
I mean,
Like,
for me, when I see those kind of people, I mean, I'm not friends with them, but I am associated with people like that. The only thing I could feel for them was pity. Like, I didn't have any other emotions besides pity.
why pity?
Because like these people can obviously see that they are quite scared of failure. And since they perform exceptionally well, according to everyone's standards, they haven't really experienced what it's like to fail before. And since they've never experienced failure, they wouldn't know how to deal with it when they fail in the future, you know. Like your youth is the best time to fail because there's no real damaging consequence of failure, but if you do the same mistakes in your adulthood,
Yeah, that can.
there would be far more devastating consequences, you know.
Now that it's portrayed like that. Nah, I can't. If it's any other people, I could understand, but definitely not for that guy. Cause he,
I mean,
like, for real, it's not like he's really scared. Like, the tone I'm saying just now, like, I'm so scared, I might fail. That's exactly the tone he's speaking of, which is like a please punch me tone.
well, it's the same thing for him, isn't it? Like,
I'm not sure if it's some coping mechanism, but it's really feel like he's want to punch in the face.
I don't know, but the same thing still applies to him. It's just that it might hit him harder than most people. Because not only is he feeling rejection for the first time, he also feels I don't know how to describe a hit to his ego. Because you know, if 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 you're suggesting that he has a superiority complex, it would also hurt his ego if he didn't perform well, right? So
He did have something like that. Now that I think about it. Like, every time he would like act like he's superior because of his grades, like he's better than the rest of us. I would still punch him in the face though. I mean, when it can't be, I'm not sure if like it's instinct shooting, but every time he speaks like that in that tone, it really feels like, huh, I will always pass, you guys will always fail, tremble before me. Like, every time I hear him talk like that, that's the only feeling I have. But I guess without properly knowing him, it's not good to like judge. Though in the end, he still get great grades until the end, so I guess good for him.
yeah, but like grades are not everything in life, you know. Like you could have the best grades, but if you're horrible at social stuff, you're not gonna get any opportunities as well. So you're essentially the same as the person who has fewer academic qualifications.
Yeah, it will be like you're just basically a exam machine. Do they call that there? Because yeah, we would call those who like only good in exams like exam machines. Like their entire purpose is just to pass exams.
Yep.
Like
And
those
then
type
life
of people is like the
them.
saddest people, because once they finish the exams, they are not sure what to do next.
Yeah, it's like they've lost their purpose. Usually, most of them, what I find is they will continue studying, so they will go into, uh, they would be like researchers, or they would be a fellow at the university.
Hmm. I'm not sure. I don't think I have. I don't think I have friends like that. Like this. Because for what I know from the social media, they are still pretty active. Although surprisingly, they're not doing as good as the others. Some of the others, especially I have a friend who is like keeps skipping class every day, even have bad grades. Now he's a shop owner. Now he's having a car mechanic. He has a car repair shop now.
Oh, that's great for him.
Though the only annoying thing about him is that after graduating, he immediately disconnect from everyone he know. Not even message. He just boop, went out. And everyone was be like, where did he go? It is only until someone accidentally went to his shop and be like, hey, you looks familiar. Do I know you before? And you're like, wait, aren't you my classmate? Then only we all know that he changed jobs. Like something like this, you shouldn't need to. I guess someone will hide this because it's. Although it might sound a bit condescending, but like in typical Asian family, people don't treat mechanic as like a good job. They'd be like, if you don't, you failed in class. That's why you're becoming a mechanic, like that. Some families have that type of mindset. Like you can only be doctors, lawyers. And I can guess that is why that friend of mine is not willing to share that he became an engineer after, like a mechanic after graduating. He still said that he literally just cut off every communication with us. So at least now we know that where he is now. Some of my cousins even always go to his place to get discounts. Like, bruh, pay the whole price. You're going there for the service, not for the discount, right? Not sure how that will feel though. I mean, from what I heard, he never gave discounts. But we still go there anyways. Man, looking at the art now, I really feel like did a great choice. Clearly, generated image is always the worst type you can get because you're always getting limited by it. Alva, how do you get to like design your character? Like what inspires you? Yeah. The current character in your profile picture. And what inspires you to design that?
Oh, it's based off of me. Basically, my avatar is designed based on myself, my image. So I naturally have long hair. It's how long it is. If I were to indicate anywhere on this character, it would reach around here. So I have quite long hair.
Well, like so below the waist. You will reach below the waist, right?
Yep. It used to be longer.
I can imagine if it's longer, it's probably almost touching the floor, right?
No, it's not touching the floor. It's
But if it's longer,
I guess
it touch the floor.
Upper thigh, around there.
Still quite long though.
You can reach. So my character has long hair. As for the clothing choices, I kind of took inspiration from my own culture. So yeah. So from my own culture as well as a flower. So if you look at the silhouette of my outfit, it would look like a flower that has a purple top and it slowly gradients into white. And the outfit is based off a half sari. So a half sari is basically like you have a skirt and you have a long bit of cloth that you wrap around your waist and then you toss it over your shoulder. So that's where the attachment for my mini dress is inspired from. And since my character does a lot of work, I designed the outfit to be quite simple so that it can be replaced very easily, and the attachments as well are easily removable. So that's why she has quite a simple character design uh as compared to my friends. Like if we were to draw a stick, so let me draw a stick right here. We were to draw a stick.
Even your stick is good. I think it's good.
If we were to draw a stick, we can still and we color it accordingly. So let me pick my skin color. Like this. I have a brown complexion, so something like that.
Alva stick figure. That sounds cool because all my characters is basically just based on what I want.
You can if you were to put it as a stick figure, it would essentially look like this, my character. And you can, and even though it's just a stick, a literal stick figure, you can still identify me uh because these are the proportions that my character has.
Yeah, like
Let me
the hair, the skin color, even the shirt, it's the same proportion.
yeah.
I feel like mine probably can't reach like that. We probably can't
Like
do
that.
much.
Or if we were to include my full outfit, which would be like this.
Yeah, I
Right?
can still see that this is you.
Like that.
Yeah.
You can still identify that it's me. Like maybe a little stripe here. You can still identify it as me.
Easy
So
recognizable is basically the most important thing.
yeah. And I made it such that my design can be replicated by basically anyone, even people who consider themselves to be amateur artists. Because if we were to look at my face, for example, because you can draw me whatever clothes you want. You can just give me a simple face like this. Like that. My hair, because of the way it's formed, it's basically just an inverse. Uh, it's basically just an M. If you can see the outline of my hair, it's basically just an M shape. Then just add a little triangle here, then connect it. So this is a triangle shape. Draw another triangle.
Easy for fan artists to recognize that. I mean, I saw
Another
some fan
triangle.
artists like they'd be like, "Oh, this character is too hard to draw. The layers are too many like that."
And then basically for the eyes, it's an almond shape. So one see up, one see down.
Like, there are different,
Like that,
there are
like
different
that.
shape for eyes.
Yeah, there are different shape for eyes. Oval shape like that. Draw a little dot for the nose. Maybe if you want to do a light, you can draw a light source. Up. Eyebrow up.
USB device not recognized.
Okay. And
Right.
then smiley face. And that 2 dots. Next. 2 lines. Done.
Man, seeing this makes me feel like you really make it look like drawing is pretty easy. Hello, Luta.
Like if you want to go even more simple, just have a circle. M. Triangle. Let's make it more triangle-like. Triangle. Like that.
Alva, teach me.
Rectangle. Rectangle. Rectangle.
Yeah.
If you want to simplify it even further. And if you want to do the eyes even further, just line. Upside down C. C. Dot. Like that. So you can simplify it. So that's how I design my character to be.
I can't even draw a circle properly. Like, let's see. If I was say it's like an M, then a triangle.
If you want to be fancy, you can even draw another triangle at the end of the first one, like this. Wow.
Why are you drawing a cockroach? Shut up! I know I'm not good at drawing. You don't. Oh my god. Luna said I'm drawing a cockroach. And this is why you will never see me draw.
C M circle M up D attach up attach rectangle rectangle rectangle. You drawn Alva. You wanna be fancy? Another triangle here. Like that.
Without saying I'm drawing a cockroach, I'm not drawing anymore. Like I was trying to mimic you, like drawing it, and then it'll be like, why are you drawing a cockroach?
Okay.
I'm not
So
drawing anymore. Don't expect me to draw anymore.
as for my symbol, which is the let me bring in better. Never mind, I'll just do this one. Okay, as for my symbol, which I always use to sign my work. I actually spent like 2 weeks making this.
The symbol?
Yeah.
Like designing it, right?
Yeah, I scribbled it all over my notebooks. I all over my schoolwork, so maybe some people would have thought I'm part of some cult or something.
I mean, seeing this, there's a
It
high
looks
chance
like
that they might mistake it for the Illuminati.
yeah, but it's not. Basically, how I designed this too is I designed it with the intention of adding in all the letters of my character's name inside. So you can basically form all of the letters. Like here's A, for instance,
Yeah.
A. Then
Where's the L?
L is here. Like that.
Oh.
A L
And the bottom will be the V.
E. Then A would repeat again. R has the most artistic interpretation. There are multiple ways of writing the letter R. We could do a short R, which is basically like this, R, and then this part. So it would look like this, R. Or in this case, it's
Ooh.
going a bit down. Yeah. R. Then
Damn, man.
I is basically just any straight line. So this could be I, if you wanted
I never
to.
thought this. I never thought this deep into your symbol. I thought that, this looks pretty
O.
cool.
O.
And that's it. I never really thought that there's like the meaning behind it.
O is basically any diamond shape, so it could be the outside or the inner diamond. And then N is basically this line, like that. N. So it has all the letters in my name.
Alva is a genius.
So that's how I created my symbol.
Wish I ever had the imagination for that. Sadly, I'm too stupid for that.
And yes, you did mention that it looks like an eye because what my avatar is basically a god, right? So god of
All-seeing.
space-time. Yeah, all-seeing eye. So you can use it on flags, and you can use it on any iconography, stuff like that.
Basically,
And
it just admits in it can be a cult.
I think it's like a religion, right? Because it's a god, so I guess. And you can also see that it's in the shape of a diamond, because I also use a diamond iconography everywhere. Like if you look at my Oshimas, is literally the blue diamond and an eyeball.
Yep. All-seeing
that.
eye.
Yeah.
Everywhere we go, there's an all-seeing eye in there.
And I also have a diamond crown, so it's a reference to that.
It's like the entire logo is basically like your icon is basically just entirely you.
Yeah.
That the
It's
phrase
like
doesn't sound right. The phrase doesn't sound right. Of course, each logo should be representative of oneself. How does it say? It's like your logo is basically just everything your. Why did my English vocabulary suddenly decrease to like a few words only? I apologize for my bad English vocabulary, but it really feels like it simplifies everything. Like it's a representative of everything that makes you. Like inside there, you can clearly see your name. You can clearly see what you are. Just I feel I'm not making any sense. Why is there a Smurf picture on the left? I mean,
On the left?
the God of War stuff.
Oh, This is one of the design elements I took inspiration from. I took the character proportions based on the dwarves in the recent God of War series, because they are the most accurate when coming up with concept design for dwarves. So
Really? They did most accurate? I thought there would be more accurate stuff.
most accurate because they took into account Norse mythology and Norse mythos when designing their characters, because in the latest installment they were focusing on the Norse gods.
Ah. Well, to be honest, I never played God of War. I don't think I will play because
It's a very violent game, so if you're not a violent person,
Am I not a violent person?
I don't think you're particularly violent.
Really?
But yeah. So that's how I do my symbols. Of course, if you've seen my design, you will also see that they are on the left and right side of me. So in a 3D space, this is how they would look like. It's basically a bipyramidal structure, like this, which I hope to integrate into my model as I'm making it.
I'm sure you can.
So it's a bipyramidal design, like this.
Though, I can only say
They
one
have-
thing.
They
This
have
thing will probably be one of, if like there will be fan artists wanting to draw you. Trying to get the direction right about this will probably be hell from them.
No, it's very easy because a bipyramidal shape is one of the easiest shapes that you can find, since there's so many references for it. What they can do is they can just find a 3D image of a bipyramid, or they could just use one of the many 3D renders of a pyramid shape onto
mean-
the design.
Would they knew that
And-
when seeing you the first time?
Hmm?
I feel like they might not understand when they saw you for the first time.
Okay, so since it's a pyramid shape, all they need to do is draw a square bottom pyramid like that. Okay. Then draw a circle like that. Then duplicate this,
Rotate 180.
right? 180 like that. And then erase everything else. Erase the unnecessary, like you don't need this. Erase. I mean, you don't need this also. Just erase. Done. And just refine a little bit. So, then add in this thing like that. It's quite easy.
Sounds easy.
If they are familiar enough with their program, they can do it, or they can make it a flat shape. So because if you have a pyramid shape that's looking directly at you, it would look exactly like this. So they can just copy this. But if they're doing like a 3/4 view, it would look like that. So if they don't want to go through the hassle, they could just draw that.
I got a very interesting lesson today. How to draw Alva's logo and how to draw Alva's a very simple version of Alva, even though a certain someone said that my drawing looks like a cockroach.
So going back to this, to your character.
It looks great.
Coming back to your character.
Yeah,
This
we got distracted too long. We got distracted too long. But I like
This-
distraction.
is the final of your character. And this was the initial that you sent me. I'll just make it bigger for everyone to see here. So comparing the two.
The left.
Comparing the
Side note
two.
for everyone who just joined, the one at the right, which Alva just showed enlarged just now, that is created from a generator. It's not an AI image. When I created this character, AI image doesn't exist. This is created from a generator, aka it gives you a lot of options. You click on it and you get a character. It is not AI generated. I feel like I have to do this disclaimer because, you know, recently the AI art stuff. I feel like if I don't do this disclaimer, they might visit. Oh, you are the AI art supporter. Boycott you. But now looking at what Alva draw compared to the previous one, I really think, if only I have money when I'm starting this novel, I would definitely commission you since the start. I wouldn't have to like keep up with the AI generated stuff this long.
Thank you. I don't know what to say. But yeah, this is a comparison between what I've done and what Benno has sent me as a reference image. As you can see, we've kept her red, her pinkish hair. I think it's pink.
It's a gradient hair. Sunny has a gradient hair.
Yeah, she has a gradient hair, but I've kept it. I've kept it one tone for now.
Yeah. But
so
the general color tone is like red pinkish. Or is it peach? I'm not sure.
Sugar. So we've kept a similar color scheme. It's a bit more muted compared to the generator because with shading and all that, it would have a much more colorful appearance.
Yeah.
So now we'll stick with these colors. I've given her blue eyes, which is the same as the generator. We've given her the exact same hairstyle as the image that was given, the exact same ear style, the exact same face shape. As you can see, this image has a very round face shape, like kind of like a circle, and we've kept that. Since she's a small character, she has more she has a much more rounder face to account for body proportions. And we've kept her suit jacket, but we've altered it for a more modern look, a more modern feel, so that she can fit in better with the more modernized world, I would say.
Well, soon to be modernized world, because currently the setting is still in slight fantasy like, but soon will be modern. And I don't want to say this, but Luther asked you to draw a cockroach.
Okay, I'll draw one for him later.
No need to. You can just ignore him. You can just ignore Luther. And hello, Blitz, welcome to the stream. What's popping here? Well, Blitz, you probably read my novel before, but you know that all the characters in there are generated, not really drawn by anyone. This time, I decided to make all the characters truly drawn, not generated, so it can fit to whatever they are in the novel. And right now, Alva is drawing the last of them. the dwarf councilwoman, Petrasa. Though, to be honest, I'm not sure about the title giver because on one hand, she is a member of council, so calling her councilwoman is correct. But at the same time, she's also an inventor. I'm not sure how to merge both titles.
So we've given her a suit jacket, but we've edited it for a more modern feel. So she has a belt here, and she has a slit in her sleeve, so it holds her forearms as well as her hands. As you can see, we've kept the bracelet that she has on her right hand. We've given her suit pants and heels, pumps with small heels, which is similar to the
Original design.
generated character. What I've done is I've changed the color scheme by a lot. So if we look at our color wheel, what I've done is we've essentially used a red, orange, blue color scheme. So it forms a triangle like this. As you can see, our primary colors are reds by her skin, because her skin tone has a reddish hue, which is around here. Around here, like this. Around here. Her hair is obviously red. The pumps are red. So this gives us primary color of red. Our secondary color would be our goldish color, which is around here, this area here, as well as our blue color, which is from around here. So it forms a triangle like this. So we can consider our yellow to be a secondary, since we have a yellowish hue here and here, which is similar to our gold color. And our last color is blue, which has the least amount of surface in only these three areas. So that's what I did for her character design. Okay. What we'll do now is that we'll do some simple shading. So I switched my layer to multiply. We'll pick a somewhat bluish layer.
I like how you say simple. Though that's probably simple in terms of normal artists. Oh. It also feels like an art class right now. Thank you, Alva, for the art class.
Like this, okay. So our source of light is coming from here, as you can see by my circle in my sketch. Okay, and let me remove it. What we're going to do is we're going to carve up by erasing. So we'll erase here, like this. Erase part of here like this. Like that.
Every time I look at other people draw, it makes me want to draw too, but whenever I see the result, I'll be like, am I trying to summon Cthulhu? It's kind of funny and also not at the moment. Yeah, every time I draw, I feel like I'm trying to summon Cthulhu or Satan or whoever is in the underworld. kind of feel sad with it. I know it comes from hardworking stuff, but I feel like I'm trying to multitask too many stuff right now. I'm trying to draw, I'm trying to write, I'm even trying to remix, like, previously when I had 400 followers on Twitter, I said I would get some songs from everyone, and then I'll record it, and then I'll try to produce a simple, I try to edit the audio so that it's more presentable. But every time I listen to my voice in it, my only thought is that, why am I being so cringe? Every time I see it, I'll be like, my voice sucks.
So if we were to roughly color, roughly shade it, she would look like this.
Somehow, looking at least at the current shading, I can think of one thing.
What?
What are you doing here? You're supposed to be there.
Huh?
I can see her saying something like, "Oh, you're here. You're supposed to be dead 10 years ago." I'll just do the same thing again.
Something like
grab
that.
the battle axe and then slash it. It might sound harsh, but for real, that's like the first feeling I get from it. It's like, you're supposed to be dead. Looking at your deadpan eyes, and then, without saying anything, slash at you. That's just the trick.
Something like that. Rough shading. So this is the design that we've done. What we need to do is we need to move on to head angle, which is exactly as it sounds. We need to see how the character looks like at different angles. What I'm gonna do is I might move back and forth between these two layers just to keep an eye. But since we didn't change much of the character's hair and face shape, I don't think we need to move back and forth as much. So let me just make that small here. Okay.
I'm gonna say something very disrespectful, but every time I see this, the only thing I think is Bohemian Rhapsody. Like the angle face, the 4-5 angle face, the only thing I can see is Bohemian Rhapsody. I know it sounds disrespectful, but somehow, like, seeing so kind. I know it sounds uncultured, but I really think of that thing.
Fine.
Right, if you make the background black and this is the white outline, it will look even closer to like Bohemian Rhapsody.
So I cheated a bit. Cheated quotation marks. I used a symmetry tool for most of this. So what we're doing now is we are gonna be
I don't think this is a cheat. This is what
It's not really.
I would call it a life hack. Simple trick. It's not a cheat.
Yeah, it's not. It's just knowing your
It's cool
program.
though.
So we'll be doing this one like this. Okay. Then we'll add her ears. She has long ears, so we need to take that into account. Like that. To see it clearer. And then I'm gonna remove the symmetry tool because we're gonna draw her hair. Her hair roughly in this shape.
sadly the hair isn't symmetrical. If the hair is symmetrical, I think it would solve a lot of problems. It would make it easier, right?
Yeah, so the character wouldn't look nearly as interesting. Non-symmetry adds personality to a character, in my opinion. Of course, symmetry can do the same effect, but usually the idea that it gives off is a character who is obsessed with appearance, a character um, who who doesn't like messiness or doesn't like imperfections, something like that. And her eyes are facing forward. So this is how she would look like from top view, something like that. Uh, Maybe you want to shade this so a little bit to see what's going on, something like that. Or eyebrows. Maybe you wanna cut it. And then this is her normal face.
No, I know that I always say this thing again and again, but every time I see you drawing, it really feels like magic to me. It's like you can turn things so simple like this, a few sketches to like into a person. Like I'm not saying a few, but in a short while, like the entire sketch doesn't took more than like 10 minutes, and voila, character is there. It's kind of like magic, you know. I know it sounds like I'm downplaying your abilities, but for me, who doesn't know anything about art, who is incapable of creating art,
The witch! Something like that.
rather than a witch, it feels like a magician. Plus, you will never be a witch, you're a goddess. I know that logic doesn't sound right, but whatever. I don't know how to explain, so whatever. I don't know how to explain, so I will not explain. Sounds like I'm throwing problems back to people, which is bad. You shouldn't throw your problems to other people. But here I am throwing my problems at Alva. I mean, this is counted as me throwing problems to you, right?
Not really. Going by quickly for this since I want to move on to splash art, so I can do all of this later.
Okay. By the way, this is the perfect time for one thing. Alva, are you still opening commissions?
My commissions are still open, but I'm planning to limit it to 2 per month now, since I want to work on my children's life 2D models, which takes quite a while for me since it's my first time making live 2D models, and since I am a little shit, I want to be as ambitious as possible, so I am working on making quite complicated models.
That's my pal.
So,
If you have an art wanting to be commissioned, That one's still open.
I have one more slot left for this month.
Although half of it passed already.
Yeah.
Don't worry. We'll help ya. Even though I'm not that famous, even though I don't have affiliate, and I probably don't
Uh,
have the ability to
I,
do this.
you don't need to feel obligated to help me out. For me, it's a hobby.
But I
I
mean,
don't.
if you're here and I have the ability to, why shouldn't I?
I mean you can, but it's also not necessary.
It's not necessary. I know it's not necessary to. It's not needed to do that, but it just feels like the right thing to do. I mean, normally when, at least from what I know, when artists stream about their own art, they normally do it at their own channels. But this time you're at my channel, so shouldn't it be my obligation to assist you and support you like that?
I guess, but I would rather you not call it an obligation.
It's not an obligation. It's rather feels like I wanted to. Like, it's other than like the feeling of one. It's also like my way to like say thank you for doing this.
Okay.
I might be not the greatest with words, but it just feels like when, like if I commission something and they agree to like make it stream, like do it on stream, I just feel like I have to like help them, at least advertise for them. I mean, you doing this on my stream in a hand can be counted as like help boosting me, because when they see that it's you with me, some of them will be like interested and come in. So of course I understand it's like bringing your audience to my side. So of course I have to do the same and bring my audience to your side. At least that's what I feel. I mean, that's kind of what collabs is, right? Bringing each other's audience to the other side.
Yep.
That's why I'm doing this. Yeah, maybe one day I should commission you to make an art for Alvarion too. Although I'm not sure what I want to commission it to. There's a lot of things to do. There's a lot of things to do. And kinda too little time. And too little money. I'm broke. I'm earning nearly minimum wage per month. And half of them are used on commission. Nah, not really commissions. But I subscribe to quite a lot of channels. So in a sense, half of them is like kinda used at there.
So I'm done with face angles roughly. So this is how they would look like from different angles. So we have a top view, normal straight on. This is bottom view, so you're looking up. Then this is straight on, and this is when you're looking from the top down.
Probably
left and right.
The bottom, most people will probably see the bottom one because she's a dwarf. And among the entire gang of 6 people, she's the shortest.
So this is roughly the face angles, the sketches. Now we're moving on to splash art. Okay, I've already created the bare bones of the splash art. So what we have is we have our character. we have our character from a bottom up post, which is a bit more interesting because she's a dwarf, you know. So our camera is around here. Let me just create an area. So our eyes, we drawing them out here. Our eyes is basically here, and we're looking up like that, like wow. And we'll obviously be having some bits of rock, some debris flying over. So these are the little squiggles that I drew. We have a shield. The shield can also be removable, but I think the shield completes the look. We have her axe, which is being wielded in the background, and as you can see from this arrow here, the wind direction is to our right, so her hair will be going in the right direction. Since it's from a bottom up view, obviously her hair will be short. Her head would be smaller than the rest of her body, so her head is quite small compared to her lower leg, which takes up half of our entire A4 size canvas. So what I'll be doing is I'll be refining this sketch a little bit more, taking into account what we just drew, but taking into account the character design that we have come up with. So since the idea is still fresh, I might not switch between the two images as much, but there still might be some switching.
I just realized that today my motion capturing is a bit down at the moment. It's probably because I adjusted my camera before doing my VR stream. Guys, alignment is probably off. And I'm realizing I'm like getting stuck way too often today, which isn't good. But anyways. What should I say about attraction more in this stream? Because I feel like sometimes it's hard to explain something without actually spoiling something. Don't you feel it like that? Like a lot of time you want to like explain something to people, but then suddenly you'll be like, would I spoil too much? Would I spoil anything? Kinda hard to find a balance between that. Well, at least for me. I always find it hard, sometimes a bit hard to like balance between spoiling and not doing stuff like that. But you know, after seeing Alva drawing this, I kinda have to go back and check my bank account and see if I have any more money for more commissions. It might sound like an unhealthy lifestyle, but who doesn't appreciate good art, right? If you don't appreciate good art, I will take it with this stream. Because that here we are appreciating good art. seeing her in this position kind of feels like she's. I can't imagine the scene where this happened, you know, when she's seeing her acts like this. I wouldn't say that I have written it already, because although there are some battle scenes, I haven't really described it in details because I don't know how to describe it better than // But I would say that the recent newest battle in the novel, there's definitely nothing like that in here. At least in that battle, when Petrasha reaches the battlefield, the fight is almost over. Because of who, I won't say, because it's a bit of spoiler. Even though, what am I not spoiling it already at the moment? Doesn't matter. I would still like to talk about it anyways. No, seeing every time I see you drawing like this, I feel the inspiration to like write something more. No, I can't really say anything because at the moment there really isn't anything. I'm not even sure if what I'm talking make any sense. I feel like I might not. Though, one thing for sure is after seeing this, the one you're drawing at the moment, I really haven't one an impulse like I really want to just draw a scene dedicated to this single picture. Like writing a chapter about Petrasha fighting the battlefield against a lot of humans. Probably not spoilers since I know this can be a typical trope in novels, is that every humans be like, we are superior, we have to kill all the non-humans or enslave them because they are inferior, because they are not humans. And in a sense, inside my novel, this sentiment is also in there. Is it a bad thing? What do you think is a bad thing that I have like sentiments like that inside my novel? It should be bad, right?
You can discuss different topics in your novels. You shouldn't limit yourself or feel that you have to limit yourself for in regards to expression.
For my novel, the main important thing, the one of like, I don't plan to make it permanent that every non-human race should hate the humans, but I do plan to make, at least for in the future, in future episodes, sooner or later, even humans can live with other races, just not at the moment because currently there's still conflict in there, so there's no way that peace will come so fast. I really feel like I'm not saying a lot of sense right now. Persona in currently the current stage of novel we are still staying at. You can say that in this phase we are still fighting humans, but after this phase, humans will probably not be the main enemies anymore. For now. I have to say for now because I'm really scared that Zeus. Cause I don't really have a permanent plan for it. Like all of the chapters I wrote at the moment is that I have a general idea what it will be, and then I will like I don't know the progress, the middle part. I know the end part. I don't think that makes any sense. Because I feel like today everything I said doesn't really make any sense. It feels like I'm suddenly losing all my ability to speak it. It is a bit embarrassing. And to be honest, it shouldn't even happen. But somehow I'm like that at the moment. Is this bad? This has to be bad, right? Good though. One thing for sure, in the future, everyone will be at peace. It might not be now, but it will be in the future. And at least it's some hope, I guess. Technically, originally when I write this novel, I didn't really think of any. It will end anytime. I didn't think that I would write this long. It probably has more than 100 chapters. It has more than 100 chapters already. Like originally when I write this novel, I feel like it will be like a 50 chapters, something like that. It won't be too long because I myself haven't thought so long yet. But now here we are almost at 100, we're probably even closing in 200 soon. I've written it for more than 2 years already. It's amazing sometimes, like the inspiration for my novel is that I want to do something different during the COVID times. I'll just say this, during COVID times. Because when COVID, like the first 2 years of COVID, like 2021, 22, everyone is like locked down, right? I think it's the same in Singapore, right? When did Singapore starts locking down? Is it 22 or 21?
I'm trying to 21, I think.
The inspiration of my novel starts at 21. Because at that time my studies is coming to an end. I'm at my last semester already. So I was thinking, since I'm kind of free in a sense, I should try something. And it is at that time that I start binge. Like before that, I'm still like watching anime like that normally. I haven't touched anything novel at all because I hate reading before. I don't like to see a lot of words. Though the same can be still said at the moment. I don't like to study, but I like to write. And it is then I started writing. And it is then the novel is created. At that time, I was only thinking about writing novels. At that time, VTuber stuff is only a thing I watch. Like, The first VTuber I watched is Fubuki, Shirakami Fubuki from Hololive. I started watching and I feel like this is interesting, but I can never see myself doing it because I'm pretty. I know it doesn't sound like it now. I'm shy to talk with people. Even now, I'm still slightly shy. I mean, a lot of the stuff I promised myself I would do, in the end, I still didn't do. Like chatting with people every day like that. In the end, that still didn't happen, to be honest. Like, when I first messaged Alva about this stream, our last Discord message is like 1 year, or is it 1 year? It's 1 year, right? Our last Discord message.
Yeah.
It's a very long time since our last Discord message to each other. And then I was like, holy shit, why? How can this happen? How can I let this happen? Like, when I start being a VTuber, I already promised even before I promised that I want to talk with my current friends more. Because like after middle school, I basically lost every communication with them because I don't talk with. I'm not the type to initiate a conversation or even start DMing people. And that is why right now nearly half of my middle school friends, probably they're all forgotten about me already. And that's why when I start writing the note, when I start meeting people, I'll be like, I will remember that I want to talk with people more. I have to stop being passive. But still, in the end, this still happened. But this still doesn't talk about why I start VTubing. Like, when I watched Fubuki, at that time I only watched her stream only. I didn't watch the other Hollow Life members. And that is when a cert... Alva, did you heard about Kiryu Coco?
Ah, yeah.
She is basically my inspiration for myself to start streaming. I start streaming because Kiryu Coco is graduating.
I heard that she was a lot of people's inspiration.
Yeah. Because you can technically say that because of her, there is an English branch now. Although one might argue that it will come sooner or later because English is a huge market. But you can't deny that Hololive gained much attraction from the English market because of Kyokoko. Especially the drug-driven chat, the drug Asakoko. But let's leave it for another conversation. We don't need to talk about drugs right now. I do not endorse drugs, and please don't do drugs. It's bad for your health. Never do it, no matter what. But after watching a stream, I become addicted to VTubers. And then that is when I realized she's graduating. And at the time, I'm also trying to like find another way to spread my novel to more people. And it is at that time I had this weird idea that, oh, what if I choose one of the characters from my novel and make her a VTuber? Would I attract more people to my novel? And that is how I got it now. It sounds weird that the reason I'm trying to be a VTuber is to promote my novel, but in the end right now, I stream more than I write my novel. It's not that I don't focus on my novel, it's just that every time I finish work, come back home, I'm very tired. and my brain is like, I don't want to work anymore. I want to play games, which is why I stream, because play games kind of remove my mind from like game, the stuff like that. Stop lag, stop cameras, stop working. Please work. Capture my phrase properly. So at the time I start trying to do this as what I want to do here. No! You can say that all my work is being affected because due to me working all three, having a real life work, streaming, and doing all of this at the same time, you can say that right now my entire life is a bit messed up. I'm sleeping at 4 AM, waking up at 8, and sometimes I even slept at my job. It sounds bad.
It is bad.
But the problem is, I don't want to drop any of this. I don't want to drop my novel. I don't want to drop streaming. And obviously I can't stop my work, because if I do that, I wouldn't have any money to do anything. I mean, writing a novel will only get you so far, considering that I'm not opening Patreon or whatever to let people donate. And streaming, even now I'm still struggling to get affiliate. Even after getting affiliate, I probably won't be getting any money soon. So again, that's another time game. But that's why I can't quit my day job at the moment. Though I'm not complaining. I love all three. Even when I'm working, I'm still doing something I like, which is programming, although it's not related. It's a different type of programming I'm wanting, but it's still giving me experience for it. So I'm not gonna complain. It's just the vibes now is a bit different. I have to focus on multiple stuff, which is causing me unable to do anything. And I'm kinda guilty for doing that. Like, if like you follow me on stream for quite some time, you'll probably know that very much occasionally I will have I schedule a stream and not do it because I slept. Like, this isn't good for a streamer. For a streamer, if you have a schedule already, you should follow it. Yet here I am, sleeping. You can say that this is also sleeping on the job. But I just can't find myself to abandon any of them. Which is why I still have to say thank you, Alva, for accepting my commission, because with hard work, I feel like I'll be more inspired to. I'm not saying that I'm not, but like, even just now looking at you drawing this, it's already giving me a lot of inspiration for my novel. Especially in terms of like fighting, because like, you're talking about an isekai novel without fighting. I know there's some that contains that, but my novels, in a sense, contains a lot of fighting, so not having it, or less focus on it, feels a bit weird. And now looking at Alva drawing Patricia like this, looking ready for battle, it really inspires me. Speaking of this, Alva, do you sometimes have the feeling like you thought of everything perfectly, like you in your brain everything is planned already? Like, I'm going to do this at this time, doing that. But when it comes to really doing it, your brain just freeze. You have this kind
Yeah.
of moment. Yeah.
No, no, it's not my brain freeze. I just procrastinate. uh, cause for me, once I start doing something, I usually get quite absorbed into it, and I forget everything else. Like, uh, like usually when I draw, quite, uh, I get very quiet. Or when I'm doing work, I get so quiet. My family thinks I'm dead.
I can see that. Oh, that's not a bad thing. So the only thing I have to say is that when I get focused on work, I talk a lot. But most of the talk are not related to what I'm doing. Like I would be like, there's that guy that when I'm driving back home that day that he's like this, that. And it's okay if I'm just ranting like that normally. Most of the time when I do that, I will just speak of some stuff and I become angry and stuff. And I just stop doing what I am supposed to do and open the game and play. It's like, I'm angry that that happened. Until I lose focus on what I'm doing and proceeds to do something else. And that's a bad thing. That's a very bad thing. Yet it's something I always do. Would this be
What do you
counted?
think of
Would this be counted
What do you think of
procrastination?
this? What do you think of this?
Also, Alva, I'm gonna say this beforehand, but sometimes my vocabulary when it comes to like saying things can be very like my vocabulary in describing things is extremely small. Like for food, when you ask me how good is the food, I will only say delicious. That's the only vocabulary I have for that. Like, if you're trying to let me describe what I can only say delicious. I like it. It's very delicious. And trust me that my lack of vocabulary in describing things is hurting me a lot. And it's not that I don't know the word for it, but it's that I don't know if what I'm feeling is the correct word.
So you're not sure about the nuance.
Like sometimes, especially when going to the doctors, like they say, how are you feeling? I can only say I'm uncomfortable at somewhere. They'll be like, how uncomfortable? Like, are you feeling like it's twisting or is there something like that? I can't describe it.
For me, it's like a totally different thing. If I were to go to the doctor, right, I would just I wouldn't even tell them what's wrong with me. I would just give them the diagnosis. Like, they would like yesterday when I went to the dentist. Was it yesterday or the day before? When I went to the dentist for my teeth, they just asked me what was wrong, and I just told them like everything in scientific terms. I just told them, there's inflammation There's an information on the behind the last molar. I think it's a tooth coming out. Wisdom tooth hasn't fully come out yet, so it has caused inflammation of the gums. Could you check if the tooth is coming out correctly? And uh, and then they just said, okay, sure. Then they asked me, did you want to do some dental clean work as well? And I was like, okay, let's do it.
Okay,
So-
let's see. I can't imagine. Okay.
For me, that's usually how all of my visits go. I don't know why, but sometimes I feel bad because it feels like I'm testing them for an exam. It's the way I describe my issues.
I just don't know. Like, I always have such a hard time describing when normally it should be pretty easy. Like most of the stuff are basic, but I just don't know how to explain. But even when they ask, "Are you feeling your stomach like there's something tied up in here?" Like, maybe. Like my gears will be in my brain turn very long, or not turning. Is it like this? And then the only thing I can do is just telling them every symptoms I have with the most basic description at all.
For me, the worst question that I could ever get is it painful? First, or like if they ask me to describe the pain, because I have quite a high pain tolerance. So after a while they get concerned and they would ask me, "Are you sure you're not feeling intense discomfort?" And I have to like reassure them that yes, it's just normal stuff. I'm not in pain or anything.
Kind of different for me. When I go, it's not that I don't have high pain tolerance, but normally for me when I this like last like I got COVID before, and my first symptom of getting COVID, and I know that I'm getting COVID, is when I'm overtraining. Like I'm at work on the day, so before going to work, I'm perfectly fine. Until suddenly, I feel an intense like headache, and I feel like my body's burning, and then it's like everything hits in the same time. And then I immediately just call my boss and say, "Boss, I have to take a emergency leave because I'm not feeling well." And the boss like, "It's not COVID, right?" I can't even give an answer because I'm not sure. It feels like COVID, but at the same time, I'm not sure. Until I went to the doctor. He asked me, "Is this COVID?" I said, "I'm not sure." He tests a little bit and say, "It's not COVID." I'm like, can I have an RMC so that I can go to office tomorrow? He said, "Okay." And after going home, I immediately collapsed on the bed. And when I woke up, I do the test kit at the test. Oh shit, it's COVID. And for me, my sickness doesn't appear until the last second. And then it just hit me like a truck.
See, I feel like that's a normal COVID incident, but I feel like I have a very different experience compared to most people.
Why?
Why? Because I wasn't feeling sick or anything. During the entire time I had COVID, I was just like walking around like a normal, like a healthy person. The only reason I knew that I had it was because I traveled overseas before that, and we had to do a test after
And
the
that's how you
thing
knew
touched
you
down.
got it.
Yeah. So my experience was totally different because I wasn't feeling extremely unwell or anything. I was just like doing my work as per normal, while the rest of my family, when they got it, they were suffering so much. So I don't know if it's me or if the strain I got was particularly weak. Like even when I took my shots, right? Like I think a normal person would get like a fever or something, or they
No,
would get.
that's not true. Not everyone. That's like only as when it's serious. Only when people get fever.
Mm-mm. But I think most people would get discomfort of some sort afterward.
Not really,
I know,
because
not really.
for my entire family, only my mother has a little more reaction. Is that she feels uncomfortable, but for me, it's just like a sting.
Yeah, I didn't even feel a sting or anything.
Well, the sting is from the needle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you can say that. Yeah, at that time I can't do anything at all. I remember at that time I already start streaming. I post on Twitter, and every time I see people wishing me well, I feel like so happy because not even my family wishes me well, because at that time my mother also got ill, so I have to help her. My grandfather be like, "Oh, you're ill. What's for bed dinner? You gonna order dinner?" He has this nonchalant attitude about it, as if like COVID is just a basic flu. Why are you making such a huge ruckus of it? Oh no. Oh yeah, I heard some other different situations from people. Like one of my coworkers, when he got COVID, he's he didn't know he got COVID. He only know that his blood, I think his blood sugar levels is extremely low, and when he goes to the hospital, it's COVID. Right. I don't think that's the symptom of COVID, but turns out it is. And we all like, what? Well, in the end, we are all safe. I guess that's all that
Basically,
matters.
uh, if I remembered from my studies, right, COVID is similar to the common flu. It's just a different strain of the common flu that is a bit more dangerous, so to speak. That's,
I'm not
I
sure.
think that's
I just know that
me.
it gave me a freaking hard time when I was at that time, and I'm annoyed by
Mhm.
that. At that time, I can't even move. At that time, you can say that it's truly the most happiest time because I'm having more sleep a day. Like at the time, the entire week, almost all of the I spent is on sleeping. I didn't do anything at all during those days. But you can say that after that week is my most. I feel mostly energized. You feel that this is real coming from someone that just came out of like feeling almost died to COVID, but it kind of is what I'm feeling. Cause even before COVID, mostly just working non-stop. I've been working non-stop, doing things non-stop. Only after COVID I got some rest. Sounds absurd, right?
Nah, I feel you.
So right now, that I think about it, I'm still feel weird about it. I'm like, I heard a lot of people they got side effects of getting it. I guess I can say that I'm pretty lucky that I didn't have any. Not that I wanted. Side effects can be pretty nasty. And looking at what you're doing, writing, drawing right now, kind of game you're feeling is like it's like the defense of the home, the Dwarven homeland. She's leading the entire army out to fight. And then there will be like some heroic details that say they think that originally she shouldn't even be there because she is a politician and her combat capability isn't as good as a normal warrior, but she still decided to command the army to fight against the enemies for the last defense. Something like that. I can imagine that. Though me imagining it right now and me writing it into the book is kind of different. Because I can, like when you have like when you have a dragon by your side that is pretty OP, you probably don't even need to fight, right?
You could buff the dragon.
How would you buff a dragon? Give the dragon armor?
I think there's maybe some spells.
The Crusher is a dwarf who mostly do smithing or manufacturing jobs. I guess she doesn't have a lot of spells.
I think she can make enchanting armor.
An armor that reflects the attacks when they got attacked. That could work. Though, this doesn't mean that she will be on the battlefield though. Like what you're drawing right now. Because right now it really looks like the start of an epic battle. Even without the coloring, even before when like it's just like the sketch line art, I can already feel that the fight she's going into is pretty epic. So you can say that it's my bias towards this kind of stuff, because I like epic battles. Like, when I go watch videos and songs online, as long as they label the title as epic, there's a 75% chance I will click on it. Why 75? Because the other 25 is because I'm not looking for songs. Like, labeling a song as epic is basically like a clickbait for me. Do you have like a specific word when you want to see? Not when you want to see, like when you're searching for songs or music or something, there's like a specific word that you will be attracted to.
Not really. I don't. No, I don't think so.
I guess just me then. I guess I'm easily to be clickbait.
No, I think it's more of me being. No, I think what you do is a normal thing. I'm just oh, oops. I'm not a person who has a specific taste when it comes to music. I listen to basically anything.
Like, for me, most of the time I search for songs. The top genre I search is like orchestra, epic, stuff like that. So I guess this is kind of like,
I think she looks better without the shield.
I feel like in this scene with the shield, either it's not holded or it could be at the back, but at the back would be hard to draw, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like normally in scenes like this, if the character have a shield, it normally will be at the back. Because in this type of scenes, you want to show the character of their full glory. So having a shield on the front will, at least this is my opinion. In my opinion, sometimes are pretty bad. It feels like it's blocking stuff.
Something like that. And then
You don't have to follow my channel. I'm just joking. You don't have to follow it. I'm just expressing my opinions. So now I think about it, in this scene like this, what if you make, like, not what if, at least not what if to you, like for my own thought, it's for my own thoughts, like, other than fighting, what else I could implement, like make as a backstory for this scene, because things like this is kind of like the prologue for something amazing like that.
maybe talk about a great feat that this character has done, or you can make it something simple like a model shoot. Because I don't think there will be any character that would pose like this during a fight.
There isn't.
I mean, there is, but it wouldn't be for such a long time. So maybe you could talk about like she destroyed something, or let me think.
Destroy something sounds logical.
Or like she saved a group of people. Something that maybe helped her rise the ranks to be second place. Let me save this.
Saving is important. Speaking of which, what would you do if, like, suddenly the work you're doing suddenly got disconnected and doesn't save?
Oh, the program that I use auto saves every once in a while, so it'll when I next open it, it'll ask me if I want to open up an auto save file that is saved instead of the last saved file.
That's
So
nice.
it gives me an option to choose.
At least that will make it less prone to, like, mistakes. Because I know if it were for me, I would probably just miss it a lot of times. I once had to recode an entire game just because I forgot to save. Autosave is there, but it only autosaves every 5 minutes. So I lost 5 minutes worth of work. Which at that time kinda sucks. Like 5 minutes might not sound like a lot, but when at that time you have to like overwork until the death, 5 minutes can be sleep saving. It'll save you a lot.
Oh, I can never sleep for 5 minutes. It has to be at least an hour.
Yeah, what I mean is when you're rushing projects, every minute counts, and if you can sleep for 5 extra minutes, you will gladly take it. At least at the time I was really desperate for sleep, that every 5 minutes I can have is a godsend. Sadly, in the end, I didn't get the 5 minutes I wanted. So... I don't know why, but my laugh sounds so sad. Sounds like I'm going to die. Although that's probably an understatement. That at that time I really felt. I still remember those days when I'm like working to hell on that. Every day is torturous. It felt like I'm going to die if I don't sleep for the next day. And I'm not exaggerating at that time. I have to work for like 3 days straight before sleeping. And to be honest, that's not work. That's like a project. That time, I have to stay awake for 3 straight days. And I would say, even until now, I hate the reason for that. It's because one of my groupmates decided that they don't want to contribute to the work. They don't want to do anything productive. They want to sabotage. And it caused me to like have to... Like at that time I only have to only 1 day to finish my work. But because he made a lot of errors, I have to fix his. I have to fix his mistakes. Which means I have to stick away because he did something wrong. And I have to fix it. Which causes me to have less sleep. Do you have this type of like experience before where you have like you in a group project, you have one guy and it's like not only not doing his work, but he also causes like your part to have some problems, and in the end, in order to proceed, you have to fix his part first before you can continue.
Nope.
I love your life. Why can't I have groupmates like that?
Because I would show him true pain. Then he wouldn't dare to do such stuff.
And to be honest, having to fix his work is not the most mind-blowing thing for me. The most only because at that time we mark stuff based on, we have to rate each other, like how good is this guy at doing this stuff, how good is... Basically we just mark ourselves. But you can't
Yeah,
give...
peer review.
You have to like say how the others are doing, how diligent or how accurate are they doing. That guy gave me a freaking 4 out of 10 when I have to fix his problems. How they? I'm fixing our problems. Why do I deserve a 5? And when I brought it to the teacher saying that half of it, most of his work is not even by him, I am the one who finished it. He blames that I took all of his job and he has nothing to show to the teacher. And I'm like, what the At time I'm like, I'm done. I don't want to do anything anymore. I don't want to even to be related to this guy. I want to be alone. But the teacher, he doesn't want us to have this kind of drama. He convinced me to keep the guy in my team. It turns out to be the largest mistake ever. And the guy still owes me $50. Anyway, ignore that. I realize when I start talking, I love to say a lot of random words and then just say never mind. It's like my brain be like, hey, talk this thing, and then be like, nah, no, don't do that. But I already did it. It's like, it's too late for you. What's done has been done. Mistakes has been made and you are not, and the body is now entirely blamed for that, not the brain. My brain just sometimes love me to talk about random stuff. I know it's my brain. I know I'm the one in charge of it. But sometimes I can't even understand what I'm doing. So bear with me. Like, because of this, sometimes it just feels like it's better that I don't talk at all. I feel like sometimes when I talk, there's definitely something's wrong going to come out from my mouth. It's not always, but it's a gut feeling that I will say something wrong, even though I haven't. You also sometimes have the feeling that you, like in your brain is saying say this, but you have a feeling that it's not good, and in the end decided not to listen to your brain.
Nope. I rarely talk a lot, so most of my thoughts are inside thought.
Never out.
And never out. It's either that or brain empty. So like usually whenever someone asks me a question out of the blue, I would be super blur. I be asking them like, huh, what did you just say? And because I am physically in this realm, but mentally I am not.
I understand the feeling. It's like sometimes like you just feel like, what? Should I respond? Feel like I should respond, but I don't feel like it. Or more like, I don't feel like I'm qualified to respond. Or more like,
no, it's like generally head empty. I don't think anything. I will just say okay, sure. Whatever you say, man.
the feeling. can't say that I really understand it because I'm not even sure if this happened to me too. Like sometimes I talk something and then immediately I forgot about it. Sometimes even mid-sentence, I was talking like already. I might be talking about food. Then suddenly it's like, what are we talking about again? It sounds like a medical condition, to be honest. That sounds like a medical condition, to be honest. It doesn't sound healthy. It doesn't sound good. And I don't know why I should be more concerned about myself now. Which I'm not sure if it's good or bad. And I don't know why, as a gut feeling, I'll probably forget about this tonight. Probably the gut feeling, but this is really what I feel. I really feel like I might just forget about this conversation later. As if nothing ever exists. Which kind of sounds very scary. Like you suddenly forgot about what you're trying to talk. It's a bit scary. And you know you should be talking about this, but then suddenly you be like, why? Now that I think about it, the feeling is scary. Like real scary. And it's not like I have short-term memory. Sometimes I can remember things from a long time ago. But most of the times, I don't. Like a brain empty moment, except I can actually remember what is going on, but I still forget about it afterwards. Well, I guess that is a brain empty moment. What am I talking about? Yeah, now that you even add details about the skies and the grass, it really feels like it. It looks like someone is going to release an outie. It's like she's going to Sky Armor Pierce! Proceeds to smash the hell out of everyone. It feels like that. It's like those enemy protagonists going to yell out their spells. It can't be just me, right? Think about that. Or is it really just me? Am I the weirdo here? I guess I am the weirdo now. Speaking of this, I'm gonna check my bank balance. And maybe I'm gonna commission another artwork. I have to think about what I'm going to commission first. I realize. Like sometimes I want to do this, but at the same time, I don't know what to do. Brain empty moment, I guess. The ray of lights. It's the ray of lights. It's the holy beam.
Yeah.
Embrace the holy beam. Oh. Alright, that sounds bad.
As you can see, the entire time, I've only ever used this square brush, which is a charcoal brush. If you want to see the details, it's basically this. Oh, let me change it. How do I erase it? It looks like this. It's basically a square. It's a square tip. You can also use a round tip, but I prefer using squares because it's easy to cut like straight lines using a square. It's easier to draw straight lines.
I can see them.
Yeah. And the other brush I've used is airbrush, which is only to create the gradient in the background. And for the soft ray of light, I've used a pen brush, I guess a pencil paintbrush, which is similar to a standard round brush, except that I created a soft mask cut instead of default hard brush, so it will give off this soft look. So it will be super soft around the edges, and it's a circle brush.
That's a little nice.
Since I don't need it for any particular thing.
I realize that a lot of like pro artists, they always create their own brush.
I've never.
Like, isn't this considered as your own brush already? Because yeah.
No, these are the standard preset brushes that came with the program.
Like,
They
always
didn't
tweak a lot. They always tweak, no matter how little, they always tweak a little bit from the default one to like fit themselves. I know I'm talking nonsense. Of course, I think should be fitting to themselves, but from them, it just feels like that they are trying to make it unique to themselves. Because
usually when artists create their own brushes, it's because they want to make the process as fast as possible. Like, for example, let me create a new layer. If I wanted to create a mountain, but I don't want to spend like 5 hours making a mountain. So what I would do is instead I would pick a texture or something. Like I have this mountain brush here. I will just do that. So I don't have to waste time making a mountain. That's the main reason why a lot of artists have their own personal brushes. It's mainly just for efficiency and to reduce time. Like you can still replicate all of their artworks using a basic round brush.
but it's just not as fast. It will take a lot of time.
Yeah, that's not as fast. Like truly professional artists, they don't even need to draw a sketch like what I did just now. So we have this sketch, right? But previously I had a pre-render here. So let me uncheck all of these boxes. I had this sketch here to base all of my foundations on layer by layer. Like a lot of professional artists, they won't even do that. They would like just go straight to sculpting because they already have the image in their head. So if I were to attempt to do something like that, let me think of a pose.
I mean, in a sense, you can't really do this time because some of the details I only gave it just now.
If I were to, let me just draw Hatsune because then she's the easiest one. Okay, let's draw Nico. Like they would just go straight without drawing any of the skeletons or anything like that. So if I were to draw Miku like that, it will be something like that. Straight on.
Damn, a life Hatsune Miku drawing.
Something like that.
It's like that.
Straight on. Yeah. But obviously I'm not pro, so you can see that it's not that accurate.
I feel it's accurate enough though.
Something like that. So that's what a lot of pro artists would do. They would just go straight on even without a skeleton, which I can't do that well. So they speed up their process even more. But I like to take my time with my stuff, like plan things out and think about position, lighting, stuff like that.
Planning is important. Like only with planning you can create like the art piece that you love the most. Like just like for example for myself, some of the chapters that I create I didn't plan, and even the entire writing process of the novel I didn't plan too much ahead, and now I'm basically struggling every time because sometimes the character I wanted to write appeared like 20 chapters ago, and because of my short-term memory I can't remember their name. I know the character exists, the problem is I can't remember their name. And because of my bad planning I didn't even write the name down, which sometimes can cause a lot of problems. Right now I feel like it doesn't matter anymore. I'm going to like read. Well, not really doesn't matter anymore. It's more like I can't change it since it's already there. So when I'm planning to make like a because sooner or later I will rewrite this novel. So when I finally rewrite it, I will have it done. I will have to record everything down. Like, it's so bad that sometimes I can't even remember the name I created. That's very bad. I should have recorded everything I wrote on, but no, I didn't. And that is causing a lot of problems. Like when drawing, do you sometimes like record stuff? Like as for example, do you record like this, like every tips or tricks you ever learned or felt?
No, because I'm head empty. My brain is empty.
Just go with the flow.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wish I can be like that, like go with the flow stuff. But my brain isn't that good to do that. Like more than half the time I just forgot. And I hate myself for that. And the worst part is, sometimes I forgot that I'd written the stuff down. Like for example, the Law of Belgrade, I actually have 3 different copies of it. aka the VTuber Law. The VTuber Law is basically the short version of the novel. Like, I've written it in a text file before so that it's easier for me to copy and paste and stuff like that. But then, out of whatever reason I have, I forgot that I'd written about it. I write it again. And a month or 2 later, I realized I want to get my lore again. I write it again and save it in another text file. And the problem is all are saved in almost the same name. Like Beno without space lore. Or Belgrade lore. And the last one is Beno _ lore. And when I found about it, I'm like, what the fish am I doing? Why am I doing myself like this? One is enough. Why do I need to create multiple? Well, I'm probably the only one here that does things like this because I don't think normal people will have this type of problems. I'm not sure if I even can call that short-term memory loss. Because I'm pretty sure it's not short-term, it's pretty long. Kind of long-term stuff.
It's long term, you wouldn't be able to remember like your past and stuff.
I keep forgetting things. I just don't know. Like things that normally shouldn't I forget, I keep forgetting about it sometimes. Whether it's important or not. Like this is sort of why I keep forgetting to like do whatever I was trying to do. Even things like I was trying to like every time I want to message someone, I'm like, you have to message him today. You haven't messaged him for a long time. You have to do it now. At the end of the day, I totally forgot about it. And this is the weird thing about myself is that I've forgotten about it, and then suddenly I'll be like, wait, wasn't I supposed to do this? The problem is that it's probably like 2 or 3 days later. So sometimes I will be like forgetting something only to remember it like 2 or 3 days later. It's kind of norm for me. And I'm going to say that it's not healthy. Nothing beats wearing heels to fight. Thing is, some of the anime they like to like let their characters wear heels and let them go fight. Like that's not good, right?
It would hurt them in the long term, but they will look badass.
Sure,
Like,
you look
stuff
badass, but I don't know. It just kind of hurts.
that sort of stuff takes skill. What is this?
There's really a lot of like anime battle scenes that like they sort of keep changing, moving from here there, and they're wearing heels. I'm like, how are they doing that? Like it's all mysterious to me that they are able to like fight while wearing heels. It's too mysterious for me. It just feels like SCP to me. Like this shouldn't normally be possible. But when you say that it's anime logic, then suddenly it becomes like normal again. Not normal, logical. I feel like I rant a lot, don't you think? Am I bothering you like this because I often rant?
No. You're not bothering.
Well, sometimes I am distracting you.
No. So, what I've done is I've used the color filter to like kind of show the color scheme of it in the final, of how it will look like in the final product with the color scheme. Obviously these colors are not exact. There will be some changes because more detailed shading, darker shadows and stuff like that. But this is how it would roughly look like, the coloration. If you look at my little preview screen here, I don't know how far I can this thing here.
Yeah.
Oh wait, let me make it smaller. Okay, if you see my, oh my gosh, what's this? If you see my drawing, you can see the color distribution. So
It looks pretty.
let me create a new layer.
It looks very pretty. It looks amazing.
If we do our color distribution, you can see that there are pinks here, there's yellows here, and there's blue here, forming our trinity of colors that I showed earlier.
Trinity of colors. That's a unique way to say it.
Since there's grass below her, so we have green grass, we would have a yellowish ray of light with some bluish for the sky and some brown for the rocks. This is weird. Yeah, so I know what happened. Okay. So yeah, this is how it would roughly look like.
In the complete stuff.
Yeah, the complete splash art. if we were to remove the color layer for the background, this is how the character would look like shaded. And then that's after we add the color background. Like obviously we can erase some parts to see this better. Because I was using an airbrush earlier for the background. So something like that.
Sometimes seeing things like this amaze me, like a simple flat layered and color like this makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it does. And if you look far away enough, it looks like a complete image. Until you zoom in and you see that it's all a bunch of nonsense.
It's not a bunch of nonsense. It's a
Like if
art.
like if you zoom in, you can. Oh my gosh, it's just a bunch of squiggles.
Well, normally people won't zoom in that far, right?
It's more noticeable if you turn it into a HD file. But yeah, this is the final sketch. I have no idea how long it took me to do this.
About an hour.
Okay.
Give or take 10 minutes or so.
An hour to render this splash art. It will probably take me like maybe more to fully render this. We have done our facial angles, so I'll need to clean this up. And then this is our design that we started off our stream with. So I'll need to clean this a bit more as well. Should we call it the end?
Well, it's almost 2. I guess you are tired. I mean, even like I slept a bit before the stream because I guess that because normally drawing streams are like 3 or 4 hours, and it's from what I watch. I have followed some drawing YouTubers and when they draw, just kind of take some time. Normally 3 to 4 hours or so. So kind of have expected that already. But if you want to continue, we can continue. Or if you want to call it a day, we can call it a day.
I think we should call it a day because I don't think people will want to see me zooming in and rendering every single thing. And that would take quite a long time.
Though. That's kind of the point of an art.
Yeah. Yeah, but I wouldn't be saying anything.
I mean, most artists when they streaming art like this, they also don't talk. Granted, I don't really follow that many artists, considering that the only 2 artists I follow that also streams a bit is 3. You, Mama, and one of my friends. So I wouldn't call this a large sample.
Well, I prefer having my viewers hear something besides my BGM to be a little entertained.
True. Though to be honest, I feel like me being here is kind of more like creating distraction than actually helping.
Nah. It was fun talking with you.
Really?
Yeah.
Aww.
I get to learn a bit more about you as well.
Well, I guess that's also one of the points in things like this. Well, I also get to know a lot about you. I didn't know that you hold a gun. You tried to hold a gun before. That's one of the important things. self-note. Alva has hold a gun. Not really that important. But it's kind of like a fun highlight. At least...
did you know that I'm also a certified first aider?
A certified what?
First aider.
That's a first.
Yeah. Although my license probably expired by now.
At least you can say that you're once a certified first aider. I guess.
And a certified CPR person.
Yeah, being with you, I probably don't have to worry about choking on my food now. Though, to be honest, I probably shouldn't be choking on my food in the first place.
Yeah. But sometimes you can't control stuff, right? So it just happens.
Accidents happens. That's why it's called an accident.
Yes. Well, to end off this stream, we'll do a little recap of what we've done so far. So what we've done is we've created our design. To show you a step-by-step process, we have started off with our sketch.
Basically, the bones.
We started off with our sketch here. Skeleton. What we've done is we've then done our character. Let me reduce our opacity. We've then done our character, and then we did some coloring and shading. Separate the color and the shade layers. Some basic stuff. After that, we moved on to head angles. So we've done from below shot, front facing shot, and from above shot, and sideways. And after that, we did our splash art. So let me show you the process. We started off with our basic sketch, which looked like this. We then progressed on to do line art, which looks like this. Let me reduce the opacity. After that, we did some coloring. So this is our background coloring. Background ambience, like this.
And it was even epic.
Character coloring. If you want to see black and white, it's this.
And it's reaching god levels now.
And for sun rays and environmental coloring. The coloring is not exact, it's just a rough estimation just to see the spread of colors, to see if there's a good enough percentage of each color. So we want our viewers to be focused on the part which has the most detail, which is the face right here. So we've kept it predominantly red to draw attention to our character's face. We've added in some blues and yellows to make her character design more dynamic. And to tie it all up, we've given her shoes a similar coverage to her hair. So overall, this character has a reddish tint with some yellow and some blue, and her axe has some gold accents in the middle, and it's made of a silver colored metal at the blades. Also, the design of her axe is that of wings. It could be bird wings, it could be angel wings, but I've decided to keep the wing motif here. And the wind is facing to our right with some scattering or some environmental scattering and some rocks in the foreground. Like this.
And this is a very bad simplification of everything that everything is fixed.
So that will be all from me. If anyone wants to add in some few words.
Well, the only thing I can say is thank you Alva for coming and agreeing to like for this stream.
Thank you for inviting me.
Most importantly, thank you for giving me ideas for my novel.
No problem.
And to be honest, I can see myself. I can feel that we are going to have more and more of this very soon. Probably once for 2 months or so.
Oh, okay. I'll be looking forward to that.
That is probably the rate I will be commissioning you. And once that happens, I feel like it might sound a bit opposing, but at that time, probably feels a bit restricting, but at that time there will probably be specific scenarios. Because this time the commission is just about like just drawing the detailed version of the treasure. And I feel like I'll be slowly commissioning you for Patricia's artwork.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the others, I haven't really found someone I really like to commission yet. Because I'm still seeing about their art styles and stuff. And of course my affordability. But for now, I can see that one, I can really bring up Patricia's style. Even in this image, you can see how Patricia will look like in battles, or how she would look like normally. Even like just the sketch where she's just standing there, you can see a lot of stuff from it. Although because of the emotion, you probably can't get enough about the personalities, but I can feel a lot. Again, my worst choice of words because I don't know how to speak. But like just sometimes when I see beautiful things and I lost the ability to speak, okay? Can't blame me for that. Things are too beautiful. Things are too beautiful. So beautiful that I can't speak. You can't blame me for that, right?
Okay.
All in all, it feels nice like this. Like seeing an artwork go from 0 to, although I know you won't call this 100, but how would you call this? Like how many out of 100 the progress?
20.
Okay. So even if this is like from 0 to 20, even though I feel like it's more, I was about to say like 50 or so. It really feels magical. It's like seeing something getting birthed in. Okay, that's poor choice. It's like seeing something being created in front of you. And that feeling feels magical. If there's a better word for that, I feel like I can get suggestion from that, but that's my pure feeling right now. It feels magical to see something created from 0 to 100 like this. And most importantly, seeing my own characters being drawn like this give me a sense of happiness, you know. It's like watching a baby growing up. Like seeing my own character getting drawn from sketch to simple line drawing to coloring, it feels amazing. with a lack of better word, that is, because it's more than amazing. Forgive me, I my English is that good.
Oh, it's okay, it's okay.
Isn't that good in a sense that I don't know more words to explain all of this stuff. It's just I don't know, man. Really feels unique. I wonder if this is also how Dex feel like when he received the finished artwork of all of his Machibarusu characters. Like, it's creating them from an idea is like when getting to know them from the idea is significantly different from seeing them being drawn like this. And it's even different when, like, previously I was commissioning other characters. Like when I received the commission, my feeling is like, oh my god, my character is being drawn. But this time is different. It's like, oh my god, I can yeah, seeing the progress makes me even happier, even excited, and most importantly, I know it's not me drawing it, but it makes me feel proud. Like, I know I don't have any single contribution to drawing, but knowing that it's my character being drawn and I gave the idea for it, gives me a sense of proudness. Might sound like I'm stealing other people's art, but like even just creating the um I'm not sure if I can get my words correct. It really is a great moment. Yeah, I'm sorry for my lack of voice. Like for real, I'm probably sound like a broken record for repeating this 1,000 times, but it really is amazing. The feeling is unique. I guess that's all I can say. Because I feel like if I continue, I'll become more and more broken record. But for real, the feeling of 0 to 100 is amazing.
Well, I'm glad that you were able to feel that today during this stream.
And I'm glad you allowed me to be here.
No problem.
We have 3 minutes left to 2 a.m. Anything? Did we add anything more?
Nah, I have nothing else to say.
Then I'll check who is available for raid at the moment. And I'm gonna close this. Oh, what a coincidence. I have someone that I'm following that is also creating art. I think I followed this from I know this with other VTubers from another Akana. Antikana. Kanawil. I know this one from her because she rated her when I was in the stream. So let's rate her.
Okay.
And coincidentally, although not really art, but she's doing like, it seems like she's doing modeling right now. But it's still tagged as art, so I guess it counts, right?
Yeah, it's a type of pack.
So we will reach there. And most importantly, thank you everyone for coming today. I hope you enjoy this collab for me and Alva. And thank you Alva for agreeing it. We will surely be meeting soon. And to be honest, I hope we can do more stuff like this because I really like the progress. I didn't realize it before, but I really love seeing things start from 0 to 100. Even though this turn time is now 100, but I should really like the process of this. Especially when I understand, when it's speaking in the language I understand. Because the ones I follow on YouTube all speak Japanese.
Oh.
So when they speak something, I'm like, oh, okay. They're speaking something. And most of the other creators is mostly from YouTube, of games of VTubers. So the relation of it to me is not as much as this time. So this feeling really is unique. And we raid. And finally, the stream is going to end. Not sure if Dex is still here. If you are, thank you for the raid.
Oh, thank you for the raid. 2 raids in one day. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are.
And